For today's thrifting adventure, we are headed to Goodwill along with Retails, which is one of my very favorite thrift stores. You guys already know that. And we are going to be looking for some vintage items for my upcoming shop sale. I list all of my vintage items the first Friday of every single month in my online vintage shop, leftcoastrevivals.com. And we are going to head out the door and we're going to go see what we can find for my sale. And of course, we are also always on the hunt for things for me to decorate my home with because my entire home is decorated with thrifted and secondhand finds. So let's hit the road and see what treasures we can find. I'm always on the hunt for wonderful vases, and especially anything that has a very organic shape or texture to it. I really like the size and the design on this one. This is a modern made piece, but when I'm buying for my home, occasionally I do pick up items that are not vintage. It looks like, unfortunately, this one does have a pretty large crack in it. That's not always a bad thing. I do have a lot of pottery with cracks in it just because I want to make sure that they don't end up in the landfills, and you can easily just pop your flowers in it and turn it around. Because this one is not vintage and it has a crack, I'm gonna pass on it today. You know that I'm obsessed with cats, and I've never come across this one before. I think it's really cute. It looks to be a little bit more 80s or even early 90s to me, unlike a lot of the popular cats from the 1960s and 70s like Bitosi and Lisa Larson. But I think it's kind of fun and it's got really pretty eyes. It's only $6.99, so I'm gonna go ahead and grab it. I absolutely love mid-century tripod lamps. This is a newer production, but every time I come across the vintage ones, I always make sure to pick them up. Besides pottery, lighting is another thing that I just cannot pass up when I find a good one. I really love these painted floral lamps, and there is a pair. It looks like someone painted over brass. When you look closely, you can see the gold brass color underneath. The last thing I need right now are more project pieces, but these would be fun to strip the paint off and bring them back to their original finish. Too funny, there's the broken lamp we passed up last time we were here. It's still here. Someone come and get it and fix it up. It's really pretty. This white ceramic lamp is very tempting. I absolutely love the shape on it. I love how bulky it is too. I have several lampshades that would look so good with this. It's very tempting to buy just to style up, but it's $19.99, and I have a feeling that it probably wasn't much more than that brand new, so I wouldn't be able to resell it for any profit. So we're gonna move on. We're just moving on because we are on the hunt for vintage, and this beautiful little solid wood lamp is vintage. It is only $6.99, and we're gonna get this one. Don't overlook these very simple neutral vases because sometimes when you're decorating, you've got to have pieces that just look simple and organic and blend well with the other pieces you're using. I've come across these vintage Libby glasses in clear before. These are $1.99 for the tall ones. There are 4 of them here, and then there's 2 of the smaller ones. The smaller ones are only 99 cents. I think we're gonna grab them and we're gonna see if we can find any more throughout the store. This is the first time I've come across something like this. It looks like it might have been an old lantern. All of the design is hand painted on the hide, and it's only $2.99. So I don't know much about this piece, but we're gonna grab it just in case it's worth something. These little doll-sized chairs are adorable. I think I'm gonna grab these for my niece. My niece that's 3 is really into dolls right now, and she's a very girly girl. So these will be perfect for her. They're $4.99 each. Now this I'm excited about. It might just look like a wooden canister and nothing that exciting. It is not a designer piece, but I love vintage teak. It's only $3.99, and it looks like it's in pretty good shape. Here's a beautiful folk art hand-painted canister with a little lid, and it looks like it has a matching plate to it. It is $6.99 though, which is pretty steep, but it's so beautiful, and it does say set of 2. So I think I'm gonna grab it since the $6.99 includes the plate and the canister. And look at that, what do you know? We found 4 more of the blue glasses. These are the shorter size, and I just found 2 more hiding over here. So now we have the entire set of 8 for the shorter glasses and a set of 4 for the tall ones. I'm gonna keep looking because this has happened to me before, and a lot of times you will find these pieces spread throughout the entire store. These would be fun with an ice cream sundae in them. And here they are. We found another 4, so now we have 2 sets of 8 for a total of 16 blue glasses. This is a fun set of vintage canisters. Let's see how much they are asking for these. Looks like they are $3.99. I think we're gonna go ahead and get the entire set. I spotted a little bit more of the speckled blue hiding down the aisle, and this is a pitcher. It doesn't have any writing on it, but it is definitely the same pattern made by the same person. I was going in for the blue piece that matched the other set, but this is Ware, and I collect these buffet servers. Unfortunately, this one doesn't have the lid, and I think I already have this size in my collection. So they want $6.99 for the bowl, and it looks like it says Noli stoneware. The other one might not have had a lid, but this one does. They are asking $9.99 for it, which is a little bit steep. These are not incredibly valuable, but they're valuable to me because this size I don't have, and it's something that I've been collecting for years in hopes of someday having a complete set. This is pretty. It's a little vintage scoop with a little scoop attached to it. I love that it looks like you can actually scoop something out of a bigger bucket with the scoop, and then you can scoop smaller portions with the little scoop. I've never seen one of these. I'm not sure what they're originally for, but we're gonna grab it because I think it's really pretty. The timing could not be more perfect finding these pillows. These are by Justina Blakeney, who is one of my very favorite interior designers, and these are gonna be perfect for our outdoor breezeway makeover. I am pretty positive that this cat is made by the same artist that made all of the other pottery, because look at how the pattern matches. It does have a little bit higher of a gloss compared to the other ones, but it definitely was made by the same person. If I was at a garage sale right now, I would pick this up if it was 10 cents or 25 cents. I like to pick up random lids for things because so often I will find things without the original lid, and I have a little stash in my studio that I can pull from, which is super convenient. But we're gonna leave this here just in case it goes to something that's currently in the store. This would be pretty to decorate with in an outdoor space. I've already got enough candle holders going on in my breezeway, but I thought this was fun. This is a Pier 1 piece for $3.99, and when I saw it, the first thing I thought of was decorating for Halloween, and you could have some dried wheat coming out of it. Found something for the tiki party. This is going in the cart. This candelabra is a little bit more traditional than I would typically pick up, but it's a vintage piece. It's solid wood, it's really well made, and it might be fun to decorate with something that's just a little bit outside my typical style when we get home. At first glance, because of the glaze and the colors, I really thought that these two pots were mid-century. This orange one really looks like the shape of a Gainey pot, but it doesn't look like they are vintage, and they're not in my color palette, so I'm gonna leave them here for someone else, but they are really beautiful, and I'm on the fence. They might be vintage. I always love coming to retails. I find so many good pieces here. I found a lot of high-end designer things for, $2.99, $3.99, and I love that all of the proceeds go to such a good cause. You guys know that I'm such an animal lover, so knowing that the money from my purchases is going to help animals in the local community makes me feel a little bit better about spending money here. It's one of my favorite places to come and just browse, flip pieces over, look them up on Google if I'm not familiar with them, and learn more about different makers. Because let me tell you, no matter how much you think you know, there is still so much information out there to learn. Another thing that you can find for a really good deal at retails is good furniture. This is a really great little mid-century dresser. It does look like it's already sold. Let's see how much they sold it for. They sold it for $79.99. That's a great price for something in this good of condition. Lately, I keep coming across these vintage beaded curtains. I have 3 sets myself right now that I need to sell, so I'm not going to grab this. They are asking $24.99 for it. This little stool might be fun to decorate with. Again, it's got a little bit more of a traditional feel like the Candelabra, but I love a good challenge and I love to mix and match, so we're going to grab this for $7.99. This is the 1970s Japanese stoneware pattern Horizon that I always pick up. In fact, I have found quite a few pieces here at retails in the past. They're only asking 99 cents, but it's just a single bowl with a little bit of wear. And I'm not going to grab the saucer plates just because they don't have the mugs with them. A pair of teak salt and pepper shakers. They just need a little bit of love and they're going to look brand new. I love these Mexican pewter Calla lily napkin holders. This is only $3.99. We're grabbing this for sure. I have never found these in the wild, only online and at an estate sale where I purchased my set. These are handmade ceramic Nancy Funk hand towel holders. All of Nancy Funk's pieces are super funky, and if you haven't checked out her stuff before, she still is making pottery, although these very likely could be vintage. And I will link her Etsy shop in the description below in case any of you guys want to check out all the awesome pieces she makes and want to purchase something from her. I stopped really quickly at Fabulous Flippin' Treasures in Vancouver and I found this beautiful Bennett Welsh pottery piece. And if you followed me for a long time, you know I collect this stuff. They're asking $28 and it's 20% off, which is a really decent price for Bennett Welsh pottery. We've got one last Goodwill we're gonna hit today and hopefully we can fill the cart up here. This is a cute little piggy bank. It is by International Silver Company and it is silver plated and $2.99. I'm not going to get it, but I think it's pretty adorable. Here are some pretty little hand-painted folk art egg cups. They're $2.99 each and I'm going to grab these. I'm doing really good on my mid-century teak today. This is a candle holder, and I recently just saw one of these at a flea market for about $45. And this one's only $1.99. It just needs a little bit of wood oil, and we're gonna do that when we get home. I thought that this was a bowl on top of a platter, but apparently it's all one serving platter together. It's a little too rustic for me, but I am going to get this Oregon myrtle wood piece for only $2.99. I'm on the fence of whether I should grab this. It's missing a wooden dowel, and I don't use magazines at home. I pretty much look at everything online, so I'm not quite sure what I would use it for. I do think it could be really pretty with towels rolled up in it, but I also have a basket I already use for that. So I'm not sure if I'm going to get this one or not, but it's only $3.99. I'm so torn. For right now, it's going in the cart with these other little shelves while I think about it. These are also only $3.99, and I think that these were originally for CD cases or maybe DVDs. I think you would kind of slide them in and stack them. I'm gonna walk around the store with these in my cart and think about what else I might be able to use these for. So I passed up on the other piggy bank, but I think I'm gonna grab this little brass elephant one for $3.99. This is the most outrageous lampshade I've ever seen. It's got a Black Panther on it. Thought about it and I put back the other shelves, and I think I'm going to put back this magazine rack too. Only because I don't need it. It's got a broken wooden dowel on it, and the cost to ship it would just be outrageous. So we're going to leave it here for someone else who needs it. I want to thank Upside for sponsoring today's video. When Jesse and I got back from our month in Europe, we were cringing when we saw the gas prices. They skyrocketed while we were gone, and that got me thinking, what can I do to help save money at the gas station? That is how I came across Upside. and it was a no-brainer as soon as I realized how much money I was going to get back from things that I was already purchasing. Upside is a cashback app that enables you to get more value out of your purchases. They are partnered with over 30,000 businesses and 25,000 gas stations over 48 states. To get started, download the free Upside app in the App Store or Google Play and use my promo code LEFTCOAST and get $5 or more cash back on your first purchase over $10 or more. In comparison to credit card rewards or loyalty programs, you can earn 3 times more cash back with Upside. You can cash out anytime to your bank account, PayPal, or e-gift card for Amazon or other brands. Upside users are earning more than $1 million every week. With all of the thrifting that I have been doing since getting back from Europe, saving money at the gas station is more important than ever. And it was an added bonus when we found out that some of our favorite restaurants in Portland were already using Upside. So start saving today and download the free Upside app at upside.app.link/leftcoast to get $5 or more cash back off your first $10 purchase. Thanks again to Upside for sponsoring today's video. Well, today was a very successful haul. I got some really interesting things today. I did end up finding a few things for myself too, which is always exciting. If you are a picker, you know that feeling when you're unloading the car after a long day of thrifting and you get excited all over again as you pull out the items. To me, that's the sign of a good day thrifting, and I'm excited to show you these things that I found today. I know it's super popular to have very neutral color palettes, and I think it's very beautiful. And I did even design our main floor to have a little bit more of a subdued, neutral, and calming color palette. I love color, and so I get really excited when I find things with lots of color and lots of pattern that I can mix and match. These might look like candle holders, but they're not. These are actually egg holders, and you would put your little egg right there and it rests perfectly in the base. Sometimes you will see these little egg cups and they don't have the saucer around them. They will look a little bit more like an egg stand. I'm also gonna pop in a video clip of my favorite egg holders I have ever found. These were a Scandinavian pair and they were Pottery and they were blue. And the only reason that I sold them was because I don't typically use these little egg saucers when I'm eating eggs. So I just felt like it wasn't something I should hang on to. It needed to go to someone who is actually going to use it. These were $2.99 each. I'm pretty sure that these were made during the Soviet Union era because of that little star up there on this symbol. I don't know what company this is. I've never seen this sticker before, but these look very similar to a lot of the Russian folk art hand-painted pieces. I especially love that the designs are slightly different on each one. They're not identical, but they are perfect to go together. I am pretty sure, but I'm not positive, that this is maybe a Moroccan lantern. Possibly at one point it could have even had an electrical light in it. I'm not positive, but it's this beautiful thin leather and it's all hand painted with just the most beautiful design on it. It was only $2.99 and I think that was an incredible deal. Something like this, I would think if you put it together with a little lighting fixture, could be sold for $100 to $150. I don't know how old it is. I don't know the history on it, but I'm gonna do some more digging online because I do think it's pretty unique. It has that lantern feel where you could carry it, but also I don't think you could put a candle in the bottom because it could catch this on fire. I'm not sure if an electrical light did go through there at one point, but I'm gonna see if Jesse will help me. He does all of the rewiring of all of my vintage lamps that I find, and he can help me at least figure out what I need to order to make this into a little light. We're thinking it might have been a little lantern.
It's like, what was on these then?
I don't know, maybe
if this was hanging, these had charms, some sort of dangles.
Like little glass or like little boho beads or charms, maybe.
Fishing lures.
That definitely would not. So it's like a drum. It's like a stretched hide.
It's like a cowhide.
Cowhide hand painted, or goat or lamb. Oh, Lorenzo.
It's a hat for Lorenzo.
He's not getting attention. He's very sad. He's very sad.
It's a Lorenzo hat.
Happy birthday. No, he's not feeling it.
No.
Anybody want a bangle? I know everyone knows what this is for. This is a Hawaiian monkey pod wooden bowl with a couple different little compartments, and this is going to be used for my upcoming tiki party this summer. I found lots of really good teak and Oregon myrtle wood today. I was really excited to find this candle holder. It's a nice solid teak. It was only $1.99. and a little bit of wood oil on this, and it's gonna look amazing. I love the wood grain of teak. It is so classic and timeless, and I happen to collect it. I will be keeping this candle holder, adding it to my teak collection, and I'm also gonna keep this teak canister. This is not a designer teak piece, but it is a really good one. Look at the color on it. It's so pretty, and it was only $3.99. It has been a while since I pulled out my teak collection, and it has grown recently. Teak salt and pepper shakers. These I found at Retails, and they were only $1.99. We are absolutely having a teak oiling session today. All right, here is my hoard of teak on the left side. So a lot of these pieces you've seen me find over the years. A couple of them are new. In fact, you're not supposed to see this one yet because this video hasn't come out, but I found one of my bucket list items, and that's funny because it's a bucket. We are gonna get all of this oiled up, including the new pieces that we just found. Here's the salt and pepper shaker, candle holder, and the canister. I also pulled out a bunch of my Oregon myrtle wood and other random wood pieces that I have that I use often in my kitchen. Just because I was gonna do a mass oiling, I figured I might as well do this as well. Everything is all oiled up. It is amazing how much it pulls out all of the beautiful wood grain. These are olive wood right here. Absolutely gorgeous. Now we just have to be patient and wait. I'm gonna let this sit for 24 hours before I wipe it off. Keep your eyes peeled for some of these pieces to make appearances in upcoming decorating videos. I've got several great projects I'm working on, and I'm gonna use a lot of my favorites in here. I had just passed up on another piggy bank when I came across this brass elephant one, and I just thought this was adorable. I have a brand new baby niece. She was born in February, and so I've been picking up a few things at thrift stores that I'm gonna be gifting to her. I'm that kind of person where I do give secondhand gifts to almost all of my friends and family, but I try to make sure that they are really thoughtful, and it's not about being cheap. It's about finding things that I think that they're gonna love and really use. And even if we all use Apple Pay and most of our transactions are through electronic devices, that's not the way it is when you're a little kid, and every little kid needs a piggy bank, and I thought that this little elephant was adorable. So I think that this will make a great little gift to my new niece. I collect mostly teak, but I love Oregon myrtle wood. You guys hear me talk about it all the time, and I'm always picking up pieces. I think it is just a beautiful wood grain, and these pieces are quality made. They will last a lifetime and beyond if they are taken care of. This is such a pretty piece. I thought it was so neat that it came with a little tiny scoop. So I'm not a sweets person. I love salty everything, and I have so many different kinds of salts. I thought this would be fun to fill up with salt and actually use this to sprinkle little flake salt on dishes. So staging a salt bowl isn't the most exciting thing ever to do in the world, but I really do want to show you how you can take a piece like this that's a little bit more ornate and a little bit more bohemian and mix it in with your different styles. Personally, when I see someone else that has a more eclectic style, that has a mix of all different kinds of things, that is what I'm always drawn to when I'm scrolling on Instagram, looking for inspiration and looking at what other people are up to and what they're decorating with in their homes. So I thought that this might be a kind of fun piece in the kitchen to show how maybe I could mix this with some of my Danish teak. I really think that sometimes adding in something that's got a little bit of a bohemian or romantic flair really enhances mid-century modern pieces. Sometimes mid-century pieces can be kind of cold. That's why I like so much wood, because it really warms up the space. An easy, quick way to make things feel styled is to put them on a tray or some kind of a base that raises them up just a little bit. And these are the new little salt and pepper shakers there. They got all oiled up. And I think that this is just so cute for flake salt. What do you think that this is actually made for? I'm super curious if any of you have seen one before. This was a Retails find. It is a pewter calla lily napkin holder, and I think that these are so beautiful. I found one not that long ago, and I think I mentioned this then also, but this reminds me of one of my favorite Diego Rivera paintings, which I will pop in that picture right here. Every time I see these calla lilies, I think of that painting. And I got this for only $3.99. This was a super exciting find for me today. It might look like the most plain thing that I picked up out of everything today, but it is the thing I'm the most excited about because I collect this Corning Ware. And Jesse and I have 5 pieces so far, but we don't have one this size. My goal is to not have any duplicate sizes, and I don't even know how many sizes they made, but I really, really hope that someday I have one of all of them. We still do not have our kitchen shelves installed, so my Corning Ware is currently still boxed up from our move, and I miss having it out displayed. These candelabras are so beautiful when you are hosting a dinner party. Well, I do not have a table big enough for this candelabra, so we just kind of made it work with what we have going on. I just have this round small table since it's usually just Jesse and I. He's in the kitchen cooking dinner right now. We're making a mushroom risotto, and yeah, the candelabra is not going to work for us, but I think it would be beautiful on a really large table. And yes, that is Lorenzo. Mom's not paying attention to me. Goodness, goodness. Say you're sorry. Say I'm a good boy. I go through all these weird phases of finding things, or maybe it's more that I'm just into that item at this moment, but it seems like lately I've been picking up a lot of wooden lamps. I feel like this is the 3rd wooden lamp in a month. This is another one of those crossover pieces. You put a modern cone lampshade on it and it's gonna look a little bit more modern. You put something more ornate or something with fringe, it becomes more traditional or bohemian. And it was only $6.99. It was funny because when I first saw this cat, I was like, okay, he's kind of weird. He's got a cute little face, very 80s looking to me. I was pretty sure it wasn't a designer piece, but I thought it was fun and I thought his little face was really cute. So I grabbed this. This was $6.99, which was a little bit on the higher end for it not being a designer piece. But then I went around the corner and I found all of the tea and flour and sugar canisters that had almost the exact same pattern on it. So I have no idea if somebody made all of those pieces. I even found a bowl and a pitcher, but I just thought that was so neat to find that entire set together. And I know a lot of people collect those canisters and it's really hard to find a complete set. And even though I'm a bit on the terrified side to ship that set, I am gonna have that canister set available in my August 1st Friday sale. So don't forget to head to my website, leftcoastrevivals.com, and subscribe so you get that notification as soon as the sale launches. I don't want to spoil the outdoor breezeway makeover, so I'm just going to show you this tiny little clip of my hand chair with the cute new stool I just picked up. You'll have to wait for the rest. I have not shown Jesse this set of glasses yet, so I don't know whether I'm gonna be keeping these. I typically don't keep colored glass. I don't know why, I just sometimes feel like it doesn't quite go with all of the other textures and things I have going on. So I typically have clear or a frosted glass in my kitchen, if I have anything glass. Most of my stuff's pottery and wood. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Octagon. They're octagons. And they have that kind of iridescent rippled look in the glass, so they kind of look like water, which I think is really pretty. And the color does work really well with our style. So I'm gonna get these cleaned up and show them to Jesse and see what he thinks. I think it's not a bad idea to have 2 sets of cups on hand, especially when we entertain as much as we do. And the fact that I ended up scouring the shelves and in 3 different locations, I put together the entire set of 8 of the tall glasses and 8 of the short ones. I feel like the fact that I was able to find 16 of the cups, I think that means I should keep them. Apologies in advance. We have construction going on right now with Little Italy, and so there might be some loud noises while I'm doing this. But I wanted to show you what I always do when I get home. First, I just use some Blue Dawn soap in the sink. And typically with Goodwill, all of the price tags are here on the bottom. So all I do is I put a little bit of water in the bottom of my sink, and I place all of the cups down here and I let them sit for about 5 to 10 minutes, and then the Goodwill tag should just slide right off. cups are by Libby, and they really cleaned up nice. They're nice and sparkly, no chips, they're all in perfect condition. And we currently keep our cups, since we don't have any upper cabinet, in this drawer right here. These are the ones that I found on the Oregon coast trip. Hey, will you stay here for a second?
No, I gotta, sorry.
Oh.
I gotta go to the contractor.
Okay. Okay, then come look at the cups. They're not as important as the contractor, but. Do you like the blue cups?
Yes.
You do?
I don't know.
Lorenzo doesn't like them. Okay, he's thinking about that while he goes and talks to the contractor. These are the glasses that I picked up on my Oregon coast trip last summer, and I for sure don't want to get rid of them because we love them. We really like the weight of them, and I just think they're so classic mid-century. But check it out. I just noticed when I pulled this out that this little drink holder I have right here has an octagon shape to it. Meant to be or what? We will find out the verdict of what Jesse says when he gets back in from talking to the contractor. I may end up keeping them just for decorating if he doesn't like them, and then we can still just keep these because I know he loves those, but I think these are going to be hard to let go of. I really like them. There's Lorenzo. Lorenzo, say hi. All right, we're going to get Jesse's opinion here. He's doing the weight test. He likes to know how it feels, right?
Is it going to wear my arm out taking a drink?
Is it too heavy? I think they're right on the fence, but I think they're great.
They're heavy, but that's fun.
This beautiful vase was only $3.99, and it's got this gorgeous chocolate brown color to it. And it's got great shape on it, very simple and minimal. A crossover piece can be used in any style, and it was only $3.99, so of course I was gonna grab it. I popped into Fabulous Flippin' Treasures in Vancouver, and I'm so glad that I did because I found this amazing Bennett Welsh dish. I was also super excited about this because not only does it match the pattern that I collect, but it's a gravy boat, and we actually don't have one, surprisingly. We don't have gravy very often, but we are hosting Thanksgiving this year, so I'm sure it will come into use for that. You could even make a dressing to drizzle over salad, and look, it even came with the original ladle. Super excited about this find. It has been added to my Bennett Welsh Studio Pottery collection. Thank you so much for going thrifting and hanging out with me today. I am curious what your favorite piece was today that I picked up. Are you a little bit more on the quirky side or the bohemian side, or do you love the neutral color palette because it's so calming? I would love to know what you think of today's haul and what your favorite piece was. And I will see you guys in a brand new episode soon.